Hello everybody. Today I decided to make a review on these tools, and uh, and it wouldn't be a regular review as you may find in the YouTube, but because I decided that there's a significant quantity of the reviews where you can see all of the when somebody is describing all the tools and other things. I'll do it in a bit different way. So uh, recently I bought, just a couple of days I bought this tool, and I decided to change my previous one, which was and it is Leatherman charge. So I'll do it in that way. The first part of the review will be my personal maybe point of view. It'll be maybe less interesting for you, but yes. And the second part will be, so I'll try to I'll give a little review on that guy after 5 years, even more. I think I can't even remember when I bought it. As you can see, it's in an old version of the charge. So, and yes, I'm still using this tool more than 5 years. So the first part, why I decided to buy a new tool, because as you can see, this guy is in a very nice condition. It's like a new, except of the things I'll describe later. So the main three things which were important, particularly for me, certainly it depends on what are you doing. I'm not the kind of person which works with the tool every day, and especially this year, maybe less. That guy was lying just in the drawer, and I don't use it much. So and for myself, I found that the Leatherman charge is quite heavy for everyday's carry. It's 230 or 40 grams, and when you when you are putting that thing in your pants, trousers, especially in the sports where your trousers goes, it can take off your pants. So but yes, and I found for myself that it's quite heavy. It has a lot of unnecessary, for me personally. That certainly I said that the first part of the review will be maybe more personal point of view. So I found for myself that I don't need two blades. Why I need them? I found for myself that I used the saw, for example, only maybe 2-3 times in these 5 years, and yes, and the main reason was to find the tool something which would be more lighter than the charge, and it would be the same solid tool as the charge, because the charge is very solid, very powerful tool. Certainly it isn't some, you can't do everything with it. You have to understand that it's a tool. It have their own limits. You can't just pushing everything with it. So, and I decided to buy the skeletool, the new version. It's already old version, but for me it's a new version. So there, I was reviewing the two multi-tools. The first one was the juice, and the second one was the juice is, I think you can see on their website, the juice is something similar to that guy. Yes, and the second one was the Leatherman skeletool, and I decided, and at the end I decided to buy the skeletool because it has the same weight, almost the same weight. Maybe the juice has some 20 grams off in weight, but by the tools certainly the skeletool has less of the tools, but I can't compare the juice and the skeletool, but I think the pliers, the blade, the screwdriver especially, are more solid on the skeletool comparing with the juice, because I had a juice only for once. I was holding it in my hands for some 10 to 20 minutes, and the first impression was that the juice was, very, how to say it, it wasn't so solid, When I received this one, it feels real. It's small, yes. It's very light, but it's still the solid. You can squeeze it in your hand quite hard, and nothing will happen with it. But juice, I a bit fragile, or I and certainly I've decided to buy this one. So yes, that's the first part of the review. For me, as a conclusion of the first part of the review, lighter, the tools I need, the tools which I needed, in the charge, I can see here, yes, and certainly the solid tool, not some very soft or very very tiny, very pocket sized tool. So now let's talk about this one. So I bought it because the reason why I bought it, certainly I wanted to some tool, something very solid, something very very powerful, which would contain everything, like a blade, like a pliers. And when I was buying that thing was a real bomb, because I think that was the first tool which were very solid, very very powerful, and at the same time it was small. It was 230 grams. I thought it's very very light. And the reason why I bought it was certainly I wanted something fancy, something cool, something and something powerful at the same time, because the charge offers it. So and as I said, yes. So and as I said, one more thing why I bought it. I wanted more as possible tools in one tool. That was also one of the purposes. So I bought it. I don't know when. As you can see, it's not a Charge TTI. It's Charge TI, the model, the old model, which you can't find in today. So and yes, I bought it. I can't remember, 5 years, maybe 6 years, maybe 7 years ago. So the first time I use it quite a lot, not every day in everyday tasks, but quite a lot. Then less, and as I said already, the last year it was lying in my drawer, and particularly it wasn't in hard work. I wasn't doing some hard works with that tool. So maybe it's connected because I don't work in some areas which I don't need the tools